Welcome to the platform. I'm DJ Sledgehammer, and this is our second podcast, and I'm with
Justina, Emily, you guys, and I am so excited for today's show.
Oh man,
because we got dope guests today.
I'm excited for our second podcast.
We got Chef Pauline, who's a dear friend of mine from El Monte.
And I heard she got some good food.
She is bringing some food. She is spoiling us today.
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't eat nothing.
I know. I saved my calories
I love
for later.
Mexican food too. Or whatever food it is, I don't know.
And also, we got artist Ezra coming in today. He's doing amazing things. He's actually going to be talking about his new mural that he's been doing in LA.
Right.
So
and we saw it live, and this guy is pretty nice. So
he's
tuned.
talented.
Yep.
So let's get the show on the road.
Let's get it going.
All right, you guys. Our first guest is Chef Pauline.
Yep.
Like I said, she's out of El Monte. Everyone give it up for Chef Pauline.
There we go.
Hi guys, thank
doing?
you for having me and my fiance.
And your fiance?
My fiance. It's a pleasure. I would have never thought I would have been here so soon. Like I only been open 4 months, and it all started with a funnel cake. Started with the funnel cake. I had went on my IG and asked for 5 people to come over and try my funnel cakes.
Well, you didn't call me? I love funnel
Well,
cakes.
now I could call you.
There you go.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but funnel cakes, that's
Yeah,
my
so
heart right
everything
there.
I do is from scratch. And like I said, I started with funnel cakes, and that day I asked for 5 people. Well, that night I turned in those 5 people into $179.
What?
And when I started, I literally started with the smallest, the regular powdered sugar, and like the small packets from the market, and that sale of that day, the next day I went and I bought bulks. And I was like, I saw the potential. I was just like, really, a funnel cake? And yeah, I didn't stop. I went with it. I ran.
Man.
And what's crazy? What I love about Chef Pauline's business is that you're getting home food quality, like home food cooking with restaurant quality.
Yes.
You're getting restaurant quality.
Right.
So, a lot of people, especially now these days when, since quarantine and stuff, everyone's eating out. Everyone's eating out. A lot of people are eating out. And I'm going to be honest, I'm tired of freaking fast food. And so one time you had actually posted, I don't even think you were selling food yet. One time you had posted, I'm making shrimp fried rice.
Oh.
And I was like, how much, dude? How much? And she was just like, I don't know, give me $20. And I was like, okay, cool. It was a whole tray. No, it was a whole tray. There was shrimp and every bite. I mean, everything was just so delicious. It was restaurant quality. And I fed my family of 8 that was at the house that night. And we had leftovers the next night. So it was just so bomb. So when you had said that you're going to start your own business, I was like, I'm gonna jump in on it.
So she's not one of those persons that give you a little bit when you go pick it up.
No.
Because I just experienced that a couple of weeks ago trying to get a fish plate.
No.
You know what I mean?
But
You know what I mean?
Pauline, where did your love for cooking come from, though?
It came from my childhood. I was raised by my grandma. My grandma was always working. She would work at Kmart in West Covina, and my house was a 5-bedroom house. And each room had a family member, so I grew up with 30, 40 people in one household. Yeah. And believe it or not, no one wanted to cook. If my grandma didn't cook, we all scrambled some eggs, sandwich, noodles.
The easy stuff.
The easy basic stuff. So one day in high school, right before school, I took out some meat from the freezer and I just left it out. And when I came home, I asked my grandma how to cook this. And from there, it was an everyday learning something new. And I didn't realize I had a passion for cooking until I got in there, and I just never stopped.
So tell us, why did you decide to make your own business? Why did it come that way, your route?
Like I said, it all started from funnel cakes. And then from the funnel cakes, I brought on 3 more desserts. I did deep fried Oreos, churros, and mini cheesecakes, all from scratch. And it was a hit. It was a hit so fast. I expected it to be something slow. You work your way up. And no, I worked my way up. And for some reason, I had worked my way down. So it kind of went opposite for me. But when I went up and I went hard. Every day, I work I'm a sous chef at Universal Studios for Antojitos Restaurant. So in the morning, I wake up and I prep for Wonderland Treatz. And then by 12 o'clock, I'm in the shower. 1 o'clock, I'm on my way to work. And I work 7 days a week, between my job and my business.
Yeah, that's dedication right there.
Yeah.
What kind of advice would you give to young up-and-coming chefs or people who will want to start their own business in food?
Just go with your passion. If this is what you're passionate about, grind for yourself. Get what you can from the restaurants, learn what you can, take from it. But the best thing right now is to focus on yourself. Right now is the perfect time in this quarantine to actually start small businesses.
Right.
And like I said, I started in July and I only been open 4 months. I started with 4 desserts and now I have put 15 items on the menu of food.
Tell us those, because she has Monday
burritos.
She
live at the burritos Mondays.
With the green sauce, right?
Green sauce, and I make an avocado salsa and I put on top.
Come on.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
That's
Don't
what
play.
I'm talking right there.
And it's crazy because if I'm like, my mom, she'll text me, she'll be like, it's Monday, it's Pauline's burritos. Like, did you put in our order? And sometimes Pauline would be like, I'm already sold out. And I'm like, how am I going to explain to my mom? Sorry, Mom. That now she ain't going to get her Monday burritos from Pauline. And then you also do aguachiles. For those who don't know what aguachiles is, Pauline, do you want to explain to them what kind of
aguachiles is a simple ceviche. So you use shrimp, red onions, some avocados, cilantro, serranos. And, I like to blend my lemon with the serranos and cilantro. And I season inside, and then I marinate my shrimp for 1 day. And then the next day, that's when I chop it up, put my onions, my cucumbers, my avocado, and then re-season, My thing about me, people like to ask me about my recipes. Oh, give me that recipe. And I give it to them, but it's not a recipe. I give them exactly what I put, onions, whatever it is, seasoning and all. And they ask me, well, what are the measurements? I don't do measurements. It's all for love. I put love. So if
that's how I cook too.
Yeah. Like fuck a recipe, just it's to taste.
Wonderland.
Sorry, Wonderland.
Wait. Hold on. We talked about that. Where's our bleeper? Yeah, that's our bleeper.
Our beep. Yes, awesome. So what did you bring in for us today?
Today I brought in something that I just brought in, like I brought out a month ago. It's so we all love the pier. So, sometimes we don't want to drive or whatever. So I brought the pier home. And my favorite thing from the pier is shrimp fajitas. You can't go wrong.
You're saying pear or pier?
The pier.
Pier.
The San Pedro pier.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, girl, check yourself. Redondo
Oh,
pier.
Redondo.
Redondo pier is better than
podcast,
San Pedro. San Pedro, no.
I haven't been to Redondo. So
you got to go to Redondo. I promise you.
I haven't been to Redondo in like 20 years.
Oh, man.
Bigger portion.
Okay, let's bring it out.
Yeah, look, you wake up with money on your mind.
And we are back with the platform with Justina Emily.
This is DJ Sledgehammer.
And Chef Pauline actually just hooked us up with this amazing plate. Like she said, she's bringing this love from Redondo Beach.
That's right.
All the way. Oh, you want to go ahead and take a first bite? Go ahead.
All right, let me try this. Go ahead.
And you even brought French bread.
Garlic bread.
Yes.
Garlic bread.
French bread, yes. I actually went to Restaurant Depot yesterday and got it.
Oh, it's fresh. Ooh.
No, that's pretty good right there.
I'm sorry. I don't even know where to begin.
That's sauce.
It's a simple butter, garlic, and then just a bunch of seasonings. I use like about 7 different seasonings with some sriracha.
Ooh.
That is not just salt and pepper.
Yeah,
There's so much
That's just the
flavor in
base.
everything.
I could taste the little, bite in it. You know what I mean? That's the peppers.
Yeah, I don't like to overcook them. I want everything to have a little texture in it. I don't want it soggy.
I really wish you guys could taste this right now because
This is really good.
this is so bomb. And what else did you bring for us? I know.
I threw a little something in there, something that started me off, which was my treats. So I brought little mini cheesecakes for you guys.
Oh.
It's actually a favorite from everyone that come and buy from me.
Y'all
Can we
see
get
this
it up
right here?
close?
Look at this right here.
Little cheesecakes.
And this is all from Chef Pauline.
Yes.
Chef Pauline.
All
you
from scratch, you guys.
Tell the people where we can find you.
You can find me in Almani. I work 5 days a week from home, but my food is anytime, any day. It doesn't matter. I just need it in advance, and I'll produce.
And what's your Instagram, baby, so they can reach you?
My Instagram is Wonderland Treatz.
Would you want to try one? Does our producers want to try something? I know they're over here looking at it like, maybe
Maybe later. They're going to be gone maybe later.
Yeah, you guys
Awesome.
need to reserve yours now before they take it out there.
Right.
Yes.
We got
So,
some spectators
Thank
out there.
you, Chef Pauline, for coming through.
Appreciate
Much
the
love.
much
No,
love.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you for having us.
Of course.
It's a blessing, and not only an honor because Justina is my high school friend. And to see both of us go up in this time, especially during this time right now, is pretty awesome.
That's
Oh,
right.
I love you,
Let
Pauline.
everybody know where we at right now.
We are at the Mike House
The
Studios
Mike House.
The
in
Mike House.
That's right.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Thank you guys so
Maria.
much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Check her out.
Check this out, man. I just wanted to give y'all a quick update about everything that we got to offer here at this studio, right? So we got a brand new, never before done subscription plan specifically designed for artists by artists, you know what I'm saying? So what this is called is the platform. And what the platform is, it's a monthly subscription to where you can subscribe to our studio at 3 different price points. We got a bronze package, we got a gold package, and we got a platinum package. And what those different packages do is it gives you different types of access and different types of levels of services that we offer here every single week at the studio. So that way, if you're an independent artist on the grind and you're figuring out like, man, I need studio time, I need some beats, I need mixing and mastering, I need artwork, I need a music video, I need a podcast, whatever it is you need, all you got to do is check out our platform, our subscription service, and we got everything that you need for the price of one. You know what I'm saying? So we giving artists weekly access to our studio 2 hours a week, and you able to do everything that we have to offer. So hey, check us out. Make sure y'all follow us at Beyond Average LA. And once again, I go by the name of Raj Will. This is the Mike House Studios, and we are Beyond Average.
And we are back from the platform with
platform.
Justina Emily.
And DJ Sledgehammer.
And I want you guys to give it up for our next guest. I found this dude on Instagram. And like probably within the next day, he's like so humble. The next day we were right there in front of his mural watching him create this beautiful masterpiece.
And you have to check it out yourself. This guy, Ezra, man, he is a pretty good artist. So we got him in the studio.
Everyone give it up for Ezra.
Ezra.
What's up, guys? Thanks, guys.
Appreciate you coming in, hanging out with us at the platform.
Oh,
in
no
the
problem.
Mike
Thank
House.
you, guys. Thank you, guys, for having
Welcome.
me. You know, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And for reaching out, you know what I mean? I like doing these kinds of things, you know, gives you a little in-depth view of the people behind the murals like you guys were talking about.
Yes. Can you actually tell us like about yourself and like where you're from?
LA native all my life, you know. I actually grew up half of my life in South Central, nearby the Coliseum, and you know, got to witness the Rodney King riots, all that craziness, and it's crazy that it seems like we're going back to that level again. You know what I mean? But you know, I met up with a buddy of mine named Adam. He runs something called Smile South Central, and he had me. He got me that big place, and we hooked up that Chadwick Boseman.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's so talent. That's a lot of talent.
Thanks.
Like, what is your thoughts of like what am I gonna
Your
put
process,
there? Yeah.
the way
Well, I did a graffiti event a week before I started that wall, and then I was like, you know, I'm a big Marvel fan. Like I 12 years old, I was drawing comics like left and right. That was my first thing. I wasn't doing graffiti.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a comic book artist, and you know, X-Men, the Black Panther comics, all those stuff. That was my go-to. You know what I mean? And I would practice doing that every day. And then I found out how much some of the artists make, so I was like, nah, maybe that's not for me. You know? You got to be big time in order to make some money. But yeah, I still had a passion for it, and to be honest, like these Marvel movies, make me happy, man. You know what I mean? And they come out with such a great message. Like, they're all well thought out, especially like when I saw Black Panther, man, it was just like, whoa, like this, you know, it should have won awards for, you know, the how they interpreted everything, like society, you know, like, and in like a superhero fashion. And I was always been a big fan of Chadwick. I liked his interpretation on James Brown, you know, 42, all that stuff, man. Like he was. I always knew he was talented, and I was like, when they cast him for Black Panther, I was like, dude, that's spot on. You know what I mean? That's spot on. I see him playing T'Challa, and yeah, like when I heard he passed away, it's crazy because my my wife's dad just got diagnosed with colon cancer, and they caught it early, which was crazy, and it all happened in the same time, and then he, you know, he'll be all right from it, but the fact that Chadwick didn't make it, you know, rich guy, you know, you figure I'm sure he had the best medical help, but I guess it was a bit late, you know, not to sound sobby or anything, you know. I mean, rest in peace, man. But like, yeah, it hit home like in a bunch of ways, you know what I'm saying? So that's why sometimes when I do work and do these kinds of things, I like to see the reaction the community has on it. And I met the Congresswoman yesterday. She stopped by. Maxine Waters.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that was a big treat for me. She's super nice lady, and she wants me to do stuff for her now. You know what I mean? So
wow,
it's crazy. And I don't know if you know about Maxine Waters. She's a firecracker, man. like she's gotten in front of, like, you know, in the White House and let people have it. You know what I mean? She's a tough cookie. You know what I mean?
So we think of your career as an artist, right? What paved the way for you, and maybe your kids? Do you have kids?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is there your inspired? Excuse me. How can you inspire other people? I wanted to say.
Well, not to be all long-winded, but when I got into graffiti, it was about 95, you know, it was before we got spoiled with all this nice paint, you know, all this, you know, now we have every color you could find. Now, before it was just Krylon and all that. And the biggest treat for me going, like, we would travel to church from South Central to East LA, you know what I mean? We would go to church, we would hit the freeway, and then I would always see these pieces out there, and some of them looked like they were chrome, they were shiny and all this stuff, and I was like, man, how do they do that? And I was like in 5th grade at the time, you know what I mean? And to me, that inspired me. And then now that street art, graffiti is taking such an evolutionary worldwide, you know, audience, you know what I mean? And kids get inspired all the time, you know what I mean? They're on Instagram, they're looking at, I wish I had that kind of avenue. I had to go, you know, take the bus or go to Hollywood and go buy graffiti magazines or go to Tower Records. You know what I mean?
You took it back.
Yeah. I used to work at Tower Records.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But, yeah, so we would go to Tower Records. Wherever they would sell graffiti Source magazines, they would have like a few pages that have graffiti on there, you know what I mean? And I would go to Melrose and just walk the alleys and just stare at the pieces, you know, like this close. You know what I mean? Just how do they get those lines? How do they do this? How do they do that? So I was always very, what's the word? I was always very, like, if I want something, you know what I mean? I'll like do whatever it takes to figure it out, you know, and, you know, do all that. So like, I started catching the eyes of some of the big writers out here in LA. And, you know, some legendary writers took me under their wing, showed me the ropes, you know what I mean? Showed me how to properly do things.
That's what I'm talking about.
And then me, myself, I joined the little after school program and I started teaching kids for a good 5 years.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I was doing a street art program back in, I want to say 12 years ago. And then after that, like now the students I was teaching, they're sending me, they're still doing art and doing all this. That to me, or they're doing some positive things, you know what I mean? So it doesn't necessarily have to be art that you're into. Maybe you're into it at a certain time, but it gives you that window to take it to the next level, you know what I mean?
Yeah, so can anyone afford to do what you do, or what's the cost for
I was
someone
thinking
like
today, I was like, man, I'm going to probably post this on my story or something. Like, if I didn't spend so much money on paint, I'd probably be driving a Mercedes or something.
Wow.
It is, like with anything, like any type of art, like photography, film, all that stuff.
I'm going to tell you one thing. When I first got into DJing, I was buying records. And I would buy two because you had to have two for each side. And each week was $100 or more. I was addicted. So I know that cost, man. It's something that you love. You're gonna pay a little bit more for.
I don't even like to see anymore what I'm spending money on. You know what I mean? I'm just like, here's the paint, charge my card. That's it. You know what I mean? Like,
come on, paint.
Yeah. But a lot of times I do a lot of commission work, and I replenish my supplies with that. You know what I mean? So
let's just say I have a building.
Uh-huh.
I want something pretty. I don't know what I want. I just want something pretty. I call you, I just reach an artist, and then what do I say? Do I just say, do you personally like it when people say, I have an idea of what I want? Or is it more of like, they're just like, you like it when they say, let's just freestyle it and just do whatever you want to do on the building?
Being an artist, any kind of artist, music artist, whatever, I think if you give the artist creative freedom, they produce their best work. You know what I'm saying? So the goal is for people to reach out to me and say, hey, we love what you do. You do what you do, and that's it. You know what I mean? And I take that place. I'll take the customer into consideration as well. But if they reach out to me like that, then
even better.
I'm coming with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you're going with the flow.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah.
There it is.
Now, looking back at your whole history, because you've been doing this for how long?
I want to say since 95.
Since 95.
Yeah.
You've been doing this in 95, and that's a lot of pieces.
Yeah.
Looking back, what is there, for you, the most memorable pieces that, just one of your favorites?
I think the stuff that I'm doing now is a little bit more meaningful. Each piece gets better and better, obviously. Technology has helped that, with anything. Just the art gets better, one thing I always go back to is the person that ran the 4-minute mile, I think it was.
I don't remember.
Well, it was a long time ago. People thought it could never be done, you know what I mean? And then that guy did it, and then other people started doing it, you know what I mean? So a lot of these portraits I see or realism that people do are from Brazil, Europe, and I'm like, man, these guys are killing it, you know what I mean? But I see they could do it, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? It just makes it more reachable, So, but as far as the most meaningful piece, it has to be. I got reached out to. Powell Long Beach reached out to me. It's a big old. They do a lot of places. Hawaii. They do San Jose, Japan. So they reach out to artists, and they get some of the best talent out there, and they say, hey, we're gonna give you paint, whatever you need, resources, assistance, whatever. Nice. And you can pick your space. You can do whatever you want. And I did Powell Long Beach a few years ago, and that I did a piece of my wife. She's a giant mural on the wall.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
that's nice.
And that was actually a goal for me that year. So I always set goals for myself every year. I'm gonna do these many murals.
That's important. Setting goals.
Yeah,
If you don't set such a short term goals,
Yeah.
to get to your long term goals, you're gonna miss out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it drives my wife crazy. She's like, I plan my day from the time even the day before. What are we eating tomorrow? You know, or something like that. You know.
That's
But,
because you're on a time schedule.
Yeah, that
schedule,
too.
goals, all that.
Yeah. So and we actually got married during that time too. So like a lot of things happened.
1995.
Yeah. No, not 95.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not that old. 95. I was in high school. That's when I started.
That's a dope like wedding present though. Like, here, honey, here's a
Yeah.
beautiful mural of you in LA, and now
she throws it out there all the time. She lets people know, and the location is called Liberation Brewery in Long Beach, and if you guys
Is that downtown?
No, it's more like Bixby Knolls area. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
that's awesome.
And yeah, they have good beer there if you guys like beer. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
It's a brewery, so I mean.
I don't know if Justina likes beer though.
I don't
think
know.
so.
What mural or painting that you have done is like the oldest that is like still visible?
I have one at it's a graffiti piece. Like when I was doing letters and stuff. I still like doing letters, but the money's in murals, you know, right now. And but yeah, there's a piece out there. I think I did that like 13 years ago, 14 years ago.
And
It's faded. It's alright, but it's still rocking.
Is it tagged on? Did they tag it all up?
No. It's an art community. It's
Okay.
called it's a brewery as well. It's called the brewery. It's off the 5 freeway on Main, in LA, and yeah, that piece is still rocking. That's the first one that comes to mind. I'm sure there's some other ones, but
Do you ever come across your murals tagged up, graffiti on?
Yeah.
How do you respond to that? You know.
I just go back and you know, maintenance. You know.
Okay.
If it's local, you know, if it's something like out of state or something, I can't really do anything unless I know somebody out there that can repair it for me or something like that. Like I had a friend from Spain, and we painted together in San Pedro, and he did a cool portrait of Adriana Lima, I think, the girl, and that got tagged over like twice. So I went over and fixed it up for him. You know what I mean? Because when I go to Spain, I want to get the same treatment. You know, get nice little wall, and you know. Yeah. All that. Traveling is a big thing for me right now.
Well, that is exciting. I mean,
Man.
thank you so much
We
for coming in.
appreciate you coming
Actually,
in.
let the viewers know where they could find you on Instagram.
Instagram is Ezra, EZRA _1 ONE. So Ezra _1. And right now, the piece that I'm working on is on 48th and Western. You guys can check that out. Big thanks to Smile South Central for putting that together for me. And, you know, thank you guys for having me again.
Thank you
Appreciate you,
so
man.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
All right, cool.
Yeah, look, you wake up with money on your mind, girl, you my favorite. You be looking like a dime even when you ain't wearing makeup. Yeah, I ain't mess with that.